Hello students, welcome to the lecture on job description and performance appraisal. And after the lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Define the job analysis and its processes, describe the methods of job analysis, review the job description, discuss the performance appraisal and its objectives, analyze the 360-degree feedback system, understand the internal mobility promotions, explain the demotion, learn the meaning of discipline. Let's start with a brief introduction to the job description and performance appraisal. The job description provides potential candidates with a clear description and main objective of a position and assists them in determining if they can perform the duties of the position. A job description identifies essential and non-essential tasks that are assigned to a specific position. It also identifies reporting relationships and may also describe required qualifications, minimum requirements, working conditions, and desirable qualifications. Performance appraisal may be defined as a structured formal interaction between a subordinate and a supervisor that usually takes the form of a periodic interview, annual or semi-annual, in which the work performance of the subordinate is examined and discussed with a view to identifying the weaknesses and the strengths as well as the opportunities for the improvement and the skills development. Performance appraisal takes into account the past performance of the employees and focuses on the improvement of the future performance of the employees. The concept of performance appraisal, the methods and the approaches of performance appraisal, sample performance appraisal forms, and the appraisal softwares available, etc. Let's now learn about job analysis. Job analysis is the process of producing a job description based on which employees carry out their allotted duties. The latter is then evaluated through a job evaluation process to produce a grade or a salary. This process has a number of advantages for both the employer and the employee. The job description also provides an important basis for appraisal, identification of training, needs and supervision. Also, we will have a look into the significance of job analysis. Manpower planning. Job analysis helps in forecasting manpower requirements that is based on the knowledge and the skills and quality of manpower needed in an organization. Recruitment. A carefully designed job analysis provides information as to what sources of recruitment are to be used to hire employees. Selection. Selection of the right candidate to the right job can only be done with the help of job analysis. In the case of retail stores, a billing assistant can be selected with the knowledge of accounting, cash and computer operations. This is possible with the help of job analysis. Training and career development. Job analysis provides valuable information to develop training programs. It provides information about what skills are to be trained. It also provides information about various techniques to be used in career development of the employees. Placement and socialization. A clear job analysis guides the process to socialize the employees to develop sound relationships with all those persons. Compensation. Job analysis provides information as to how much compensation and other financial and non-financial benefits to be associated with each job. Employee safety and welfare. Job analysis details information on working conditions. Performance appraisal. The performance of the employee is appraised based on the standard criteria that is provided in the job analysis. Counseling. A good job analysis, it provides the information to the superiors about the jobs. They use this information to guide and counsel the employees about their career options, their performance, training requirements, and the skill upgradation. Strategic planning. Job analysis enables human resource manager to develop a long-range strategic plan in all concerned areas of human resources. First, we will discuss about job description as a component of job analysis. Job title. It includes title of the job and other identifying information such as the wages, the salaries and the other benefits. Summary. Summary is written in 1 or 2 lines what describes what outputs are expected from the job incumbents. Equipment. A clear statement of tools, equipment and other information required to perform the job effectively. Environment, a clear description of the working conditions of the job, the location and the other characteristics of the work environment such as the hazards, noise, temperature, cleanliness, etc. Activities, a description about the job duties, responsibilities and the expected behavior on the job. A description of social interactions associated with the job such as the size of the work group, interpersonal relationship on the job is made. Secondly, we will review job specification as a component of job analysis. The basic content of a job specification are personal characteristics, education, job experience, age, sex, extra co-curricular activities. Physical characteristics are height, weight, chest, vision, hearing, health, voice poise, hand and foot coordination. And then you have the mental characteristics that are general intelligence, memory, judgment, foresight, ability to concentrate, etc. The social and the psychological characteristics are emotional ability, flexibility, manners, conversational ability, interpersonal ability, and attitude and values, creativity, etc. The various contents of job specification can be prescribed in three terms: essential qualities, desirable qualities, and contraindicators. Thirdly, we will analyze job evaluation as a component of job analysis. The main objective of job evaluation is to have the external and the internal consistency in salary structure so that inequalities in salaries are reduced. An attempt should be made to define a job and thereby fix salaries for it. The factors those are determined for job evaluation can be taken into account while selecting the employees. Through job evaluation, harmonious and congenial relationships can be maintained between the employees and the management so that all kinds of salaries controversies can be minimized. The process of determining the salary differentials for different jobs becomes standardized through job evaluation. Through job evaluation, one can understand the relative value of new jobs in a concern. We will now study the process of job analysis. Technological change. The pace of change in technology necessitates changes in the nature of job as well as the skills required. Word processing has drastically changed the nature of the secretarial jobs. Computerization and automation likewise have given rise to a new requirements of certain jobs while older requirements become redundant. Union management agreements. The agreements entered between the management and the union can bring about change in the nature of the job, the duties and the responsibilities. People, human beings are not robots. Each employee brings with him his own strength and weaknesses, his own style of handling a job and his own aptitude. There is a saying that the job is what the incumbent makes of it. Thus, the job analysis process must take into account the changing nature of job on account of the factors listed above. Often role analysis techniques are used in dealing with the dynamic nature of job requirements. Let's learn about job description. Data collected for job analysis provides the basis for preparing a job description. It refers to the job contents and the expectations that an organization has from its employees. Job descriptions usually outline the minimum requirements of jobs for many reasons. First, despite all the attempts, a perfect and fully inclusive job description is not possible. In fact, as one moves up in the hierarchy of an organization, a detailed job description becomes very difficult. Secondly, most organizations would prefer not to describe the job fully, if it is possible, because employees would then stick to what has been described and would not do anything beyond it. Thirdly, if a job was fully described, supervision would automatically be taken care of by the duties performed, making some of the duties of the supervisory staff redundant. Fourthly, technology is changing fast and hence the nature of job is also changing. Unless an organization continuously updates the job description, it would be very difficult to monitor the performance of the employees. We will now discuss about the design of job description. Always be accurate about what is expressed. Omit expressions which are attributes such as uninteresting, distasteful, etc. Personal pronouns should be avoided. If it is necessary to refer to the worker, the word operator may be used. Do not describe only one phase of the job and give the impression that all phases are covered. Generalized ambiguous expressions such as prepare, assist, handle, etc. should be omitted unless supported by data that will clarify them. All statements should be clearly defined, and simply set down promiscuous use of adjectives only reflects one's own opinion. Describe the job as is being done by the majority of workers holding the designation. Write in simple language. Explain unusual technical terms. The description of a job, which is part of the teamwork, should establish the team relationship. The length of the description is immaterial. It is not expected, even with printed forms, that all job descriptions should be of equal length, but write concisely. When the job analyst finds that the data he has to work with insufficient, he/she should stop until sufficient data is available. Put the date of completion of each description and revise it as often as changes in jobs and occupation require. Job description should have the concurrence of the concerned supervisor. Description should contain the initials of the persons who compiled them. Let's now understand performance appraisal. According to Wendell French, performance appraisal is the formal, systematic assessment of how well employees are performing their jobs in relation to the established standards and the communication of that assessment to the employees. According to Flippo, performance appraisal is the systematic, periodic and an impartial rating of an employee's excellence in matters pertaining to his present job and his potential better job. According to Dale Yoder, performance appraisal includes all formal procedures used to evaluate personalities and contributions and potentials of group members in a working organization. It is a continuous process to secure information necessary for making correct and objective decisions on the employees. According to C.D. Fisher, L.F. Schoenfeld, and J.B. Shaw, performance appraisal is the process by which an employee's contribution to the organization during a specified period of time is assessed. Let's study the objectives of performance appraisal. Feedback. It tells him what he can do to improve his present performance and go up the organization ladder. The appraisal thus facilitates self-development. Compensation decisions. It provides inputs to systems of rewards. The approach to compensation is at the heart of the idea that raises should be given for merit rather than for seniority. Performance development. Performance appraisal can help reveal the causes of good and poor employee performance. Training and development program. By identifying the strengths and the weaknesses of an employee, it serves as a guide for formulating a suitable training and development program to improve his quality of performance in his present work. Promotion decisions. It can serve as a useful basis for job change or promotion. Personal development. Performance appraisal can help reveal the causes of good and poor employee performances. Improves supervision. The existence of a regular appraisal system tends to make the supervisors more observant of the subordinates, which improves the supervision. Let's now discuss about the process of performance appraisal. Establishing performance standards. The first step in the process of performance appraisal is the setting up of the standards, which will be used as the base to compare the actual performance of the employees. This step requires setting the criteria to judge the performance of the employees as successful or unsuccessful and the degree of their contribution to the organizational goals and the objectives. Communicating the standards. The employees should be informed and the standards should be clearly explained to them. The standards should also be communicated to the appraisers or the evaluators, and if required, the standards can also be modified at this stage itself according to the relevant feedback from the employees or the evaluators. Measuring the actual performance. The most difficult part of the performance appraisal process is measuring the actual performance of the employees, that is, the work done by the employees during the specified period of time. This stage requires the careful selection of the appropriate techniques of measurement, taking care that personal biasness does not affect the outcome of the process, and providing assistance rather than interfering in an employee's work. Comparing the actual with the desired performance. The actual performance is compared with the desired or the standard performance. The comparison tells the deviations in the performance of the employees from the standard set. The result can show the actual performance being more than the desired performance, or the actual performance being less than the desired performance, depicting a negative deviation in the organizational performance. It includes recalling, evaluating, and analysis of data related to the employee's performance. Discussing results. The result of the appraisal is communicated and discussed with the employees on a one-to-one basis. The focus of this discussion is on communication and listening. The results, the problems, and the possible solutions are discussed with the aim of problem solving and reaching consensus. The feedback should be given with a positive attitude, as this can have an effect on the employee's future performance. The purpose of the meeting should be to solve the problems faced and motivate the employees to perform better. Decision making. The last step of the process is to take decisions which can be taken either to improve the performance of the employees, take the required corrective actions, or the related HR decisions like rewards, promotions, demotions, transfers, etc. Now, let us talk about the methods of performance appraisal. Job results. Results indexes such as turnover, absenteeism, grievances, profitability, and production rates can be used to evaluate the performance of the organization units. Essay method. The essay method involves an evaluator's written report appraising an employee's performance, usually in terms of job behaviors and/or results. The subject of an essay appraisal is often justification of the pay, promotion, or the termination decisions, but essays can be used for developmental purposes as well. Ranking. Ranking methods compare one employee to another, resulting in an ordering of employees in relation to one another. Rankings often result in overall assessments of employees rather than in specific judgments about a number of job components. Forced distribution. Forced distribution is a form of comparative evaluation in which an evaluator rates subordinates according to a specified distribution. Unlike ranking methods, forced distribution is frequently applied to several rather than only one component of a job performance. Graphic rating. Graphic rating scales are one of the most common methods of performance appraisal. Graphic rating scales require an evaluator to indicate on a scale the degree to which an employee demonstrates a particular trait or behavior or a performance result. Rating forms are composed of a number of scales, each relating to a certain job or a performance-related dimension such as job knowledge, responsibility, or quality of work. Mixed standard scales. Mixed standard scales are a relatively recent innovation in rating scales. They contain statements representing good, average, and poor performance based on the behavioral examples that are obtained from knowledgeable persons, usually the supervisors. An evaluator's task is to indicate whether an employee either fits the statement, is better than the statement, or is worse than the statement. Behavioral checklist. A behavioral checklist is a rating form that contains statements describing both effective and ineffective job behaviors. These behaviors relate to a number of behavioral dimensions that are determined to be relevant to the job. Behaviorally anchored rating scales, bars. Behaviorally anchored rating scales, bars, are rating scales whose scale points are defined by statements of effective and ineffective behaviors. They are said to be behaviorally anchored in that the scales represent a continuum of descriptive statements of behaviors ranging from the least to the most effective. Management by objectives. Management by objectives (MBO) involves setting specific measurable goals with each employee and then periodically discussing his or her progress towards these goals. The term MBO almost always refers to a comprehensive organization-wide goal setting and appraisal program. Now we will have a look into the post-appraisal analysis. Performance appraisal system should be effective as a number of crucial decisions are made on the basis of the score or the ratings that are given by the appraiser. All organizations use performance appraisal for purposes such as salary increase, determining the training needs, motivating the employees, or establishing a basis for future personal decisions. The ideal approach to performance evaluation is that in which the evaluator is free from personal biases and prejudices. This is because when an evaluator is objective, it minimizes the potential dysfunctional behavior of the evaluator, which would be detrimental to the achievement of the organizational goals. Let's analyze some of the problems of performance appraisal. Rating biases. The performance appraisal process and techniques rely on the evaluator who has his or own personal biases, prejudices and idiosyncrasies. It would be naive to assume that all evaluators will impartially appraise their subordinates. Opportunity bias. This results when the amount of output is influenced by the factors beyond the control of employees. Some employees have better working conditions, are supportive supervisors, they are more experienced co-workers and hence their output may be greater than the others working on the identical tasks. Group cohesiveness. Cohesive groups with high morale can produce more than less cohesive groups with low morale. Knowledge of predictor basis. A rater's knowledge of the performance of an employee on predictors can influence his appraisal ratings. An employee who topped in the selection list might leave the impression that he is the best among the employees and hence the rater may rate him as good when his performance is moderate.
The first part of our 360 introduction video explains the main components of an online 360 assessment process and demonstrates how these all come together. The term 360 describes the all-round view of a manager's leadership style, competency and performance as observed by a selection of their colleagues. Instead of only being assessed by their immediate manager, numerous other colleagues are also invited to rate the candidate's management qualities using exactly the same set of criteria. This is most effectively achieved using a common questionnaire which explores the candidate's leadership style, competency and performance, and which all participants in the assessment are required to complete. The questionnaire can be based on evaluation structures such as competency skills frameworks, the company values, generic management assessment criteria, or any combination of these, and is usually presented as a series of statements which the respondents rate the candidate against. This produces numeric scores for each statement and through a process of data analysis and reporting provides a 360-degree view of the candidate in their role. A number of assessors are chosen to participate in the candidate's assessment. These can include the candidate themselves, their manager, peers, subordinates, and possibly external stakeholders such as clients, suppliers, trainers or mentors. The organisation can opt to nominate the participants in each candidate's assessment for them or allow the candidates to nominate their own assessors. Typically, a maximum of between 8 and 10 assessors is a manageable number of participants. Beyond this number, the insight provided by the process will only improve incrementally. 4 to 5 assessors, including the candidate and their line manager, would normally be the minimum. All participants in the candidate's assessment complete the same questionnaire, including the candidate themselves. The responses from all participants are then collated and reported on. The individual candidate reports must communicate the results easily without being overcomplicated. Tried and true reporting usually includes a combination of simple to read charts and tables. The use of red, amber and green traffic light colours are also universally accepted by most managers the world over and are an ideal means of communicating the high, medium and low performance areas visually. Candidate reports should show the overall results in summary format first and then show a drill down to more detailed results. They can also show any gaps between the candidate and their manager, peers, direct reports and other assessors. Question mapping can also show results by behavioural, competency and or corporate values criteria. When it comes to organisation level reports, these need to give a high level view of overall results across the organisation. They can be grouped according to numerous data slices including by division or site, location, employee grades or training needs perhaps.
Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Performance appraisals of employees are necessary to understand each employee's abilities, his competencies and relative merit and worth for the organization. A carefully designed job analysis provides information as to what sources of recruitment are to be used to hire employees. Performance appraisal takes into account the past performance of the employees and focuses on the improvement of the future performance of the employees. The essay method involves an evaluator's written report appraising an employee's performance, usually in terms of job behaviors and/or results. Graphic rating scales are one of the most common methods of performance appraisal. The central tendency errors refers to the tendency of not using extreme scale scores on the judgment scale. Most of the rates are clustered in the middle.